It's Thursday, January 23. In the headlines, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness gives an update on tax reform at Jamaica Stock Exchange's conference. Hundreds flock to Health Ministry's job fair. In business news, microfinancing solutions rebrands. Regionally, Guyana tackles migrant protection and human trafficking. In sports, Sunshine Girls beat South Africa to claim Margaret Beckford Trophy. The government is continuing its work on tax reform. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says plans are being made to consolidate payroll taxes into a single deduction system with a target implementation date of January 2026.
I received an update from the Ministry of Finance and the Tax Administration of Jamaica on the project, and we are targeting implementation of this by January 2026. So by January 2026, we should have the single social contribution payroll system established. But I've given them an earlier deadline to make sure that the system is actually up.
Dr. Holness also mentioned plans to revamp the urban renewal tax credit framework.
This involves restructuring its framework and expanding the geographical areas eligible for this incentive. By doing so, we can attract greater investments into underserved communities, transforming them into economic hubs. For example, we are establishing the new urban centers in each parish to create new hubs for economic activity that will ultimately grow into vibrant local economies.
Dr. Holness also advised that the government is expanding online tax payment systems and administration services to enhance efficiency.
The days of standing in long lines and navigating through mountains of paperwork will come to an end. We will be rolling out end-to-end digital systems for business registration, tax filing, and permit approvals.
Plans are also being made to explore a further increase in the threshold at which small businesses must register for general consumption tax, following a previous increase from $3 million to $10 million in 2019. Additionally, he announced plans to incentivize Jamaican companies currently domiciled overseas.
We are exploring tax legislation to incentivize the repatriation of businesses, including their activities, associated assets, and profits to Jamaica. So we know that there are many Jamaican companies that have chosen to domicile in various other jurisdictions. We want to bring you back home, and we will make it very favorable for you to do so.
The Prime Minister was addressing the Jamaica Stock Exchange Investments and Capital Markets Conference at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in New Kingston this week. Thousands of Jamaicans showed up on the first day of a two-day job fair at the University of the West Indies Mona campus. The event is being spearheaded by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. This participant, who declined to comment on camera, had been waiting for some time. She explained that numbers and armbands were handed out and on-the-spot interviews were being done. All categories of workers are required: doctors, nurses, psychologists, records and research officers, monitoring and evaluation officers, drivers, office attendants, accountants, managers, directors in program management, among others. The Health and Wellness Ministry is embarking on what it says is its third phase of its 10-year strategic plan to transform the health sector by strengthening its human resource capacity. Speaking at the launch of the event, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton said The administration has also undertaken a compensation review for healthcare workers. In addition to job seekers, the minister is inviting students to turn out for information and advice on professions in the health sector, including qualifications and courses of study.
At the end of this event, we hope that more people will decide to pursue a career in public health. And guess what? We have thought about the funding, because the Barry Wint Scholarship is intended to finance 2.5 billion over 5 years. Last year we gave 600 people. This year we will continue for the next 4 years. And of course, have those persons come back to work in public health.
The Job Fair and Expo will continue Thursday, January 23, from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tensions are running high in Spanish Town following last night's fatal shooting of the reputed leader of the One Order gang, Othniel Loban. The situation is already impacting schools and businesses in the area. Victoria Mutual, Jamaica Public Service and JN Bank Spanish Town branches have announced temporary closures, citing safety concerns. In education, several schools have adjusted operations. Spanish Town Primary, alongside students at St. Catherine Primary, St. Jago High, and Eltham High were reportedly sent home early. The Jamaica Urban Transit Company has also issued an update for commuters traveling from Spanish Town to 6 Miles with new routes. Parents were advised to collect their children, and residents and commuters urged to exercise extreme caution when traversing the Spanish Town area. Time now for the business report.
Welcome to today's Business Report. I am Denise Williams, here to bring you the stories shaping the financial world and guiding your journey to smarter business decisions. Let's dive into the top headlines. The Dino Hines-led MFS Capital Partners Limited has advised that its subsidiary, Microfinancing Solutions Limited, has rebranded and will now operate as Monolith Financial Services Limited. Having begun operations in 2010, Monolith Financial Services has transitioned from its initial offerings of microloans to a comprehensive range of financial services comprising FX trading, remittances, bill payment services, and private credit from its 3 locations across Kingston. After 38 years of doing business in Jamaica, Gregory Fisher, Managing Director and Head of EM Fixed Income Wealth Management in Atlanta-based Jefferies, says that investors should be cautious as they seek to navigate the next 4 years. Watch our interview here. We are here with Gregory Fisher, and listen, he's a very, very important part of this regional investment conference that we're at. You know, it's 3 days of learning about strategic investment. So Greg, why are you here? And it's been 20 years. What's happening?
I'm addicted.
You're addicted.
I love Jamaica.
Okay.
This is the 20th year we've been doing this. The country, I've seen it go through so many changes.
Yes.
From an emerging country to now, absolutely, I look at it as the jewel of the Caribbean.
The jewel of the Caribbean. And your company?
Jefferies LLC.
Yes.
And I'm managing director, and I'm
Yes.
head of emerging market fixed income for the private wealth division.
So it's like you saw the baby grow.
I've been actually coming down to Kingston now for about 38 years.
38 years.
Yes.
So literally you've seen almost, like in recent memory, all the crises.
The financial crisis is everything. And to see where Jamaica started from, the growth, the persistence, the fiscal stewardship to where it is today, it is one of the most incredible success stories of my career.
All right, so we're not gonna steal your thunder for your presentation, but can you give us 5 tips maybe to say, okay, we're in a volatile, uncertain, but you've seen that for 38 years.
We've seen that. We're in a volatile scenario. Be diversified.
Okay,
that's number one. Be security specific. Know what you're buying.
Right. So no guessing.
This is not the time to play craps. And we've had 2 years of the S&P being up 25%.
Right.
I don't think we're going to have a three-peat. So I would be very defensive.
Yes.
Meaning stick to names that you know.
Right.
And stick with what you know.
Right.
From the bond standpoint and from the equity standpoint.
Right. Okay.
But I do think that in the United States, we obviously have a new president.
Yes.
I think growth will continue.
Yes.
The rest of the developed world is somewhat in a recessionary environment. I don't think the United States is going to go through that. I hope not. That's my opinion.
Right.
And you look at Jamaica, and unlike most countries, developed or even emerging markets, to have their debt to GDP reduced since COVID, they're an anomaly.
So Jamaica is an anomaly.
Well, you look at the U.S., you look at Germany, you look at UK, and the debt to GDP has only increased after COVID.
All right. So 38 years of seeing different
38 years.
Scenarios.
My first prime minister that I met, it was PJ Patterson.
Okay, wow. So what are we doing tomorrow? Are we researching? What are we doing with the cash? We're talking.
And we're talking about the volatility. Don't be scared of it. Embrace it.
Yes.
Because the volatility is where you can do well.
Okay,
this is not something that has happened only one time.
Right.
These sort of cycles have happened.
Yes.
It's just that people were getting used to stimulus for so long they forgot how market cycles work.
All right.
Yep.
And so there you have it from a seasoned expert. My name is Denise Williams. We've been talking with Greg Fisher, and 38 years coming to Jamaica, seeing all the cycles. He says be diversified, do your research, do not gamble, and talk. Talk to the experts. Talk with the professionals.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my love. I appreciate it.
For the trading period ending January 22, 2025, these were the most actively traded stocks. Toll road operator Trans-Jamaican Highway Limited US dollar shares with 10,849,216 units traded represented 25.32% of market sales volume. Toll road operator Trans-Jamaican Highway Limited Jamaican dollar shares with 8,989,728 units traded represented 20.98% of market sales volume. Beverage manufacturing firm Jamaican Teas Limited with 8,837,088 units traded accounted for 20.62% of market sales volume. We now shift our focus to the Forex market rate set by the Bank of Jamaica. On January 22, 2025, the Bank of Jamaica reported US $60.56 million purchased and US $63.89 million sold by Forex traders. Forex traders earned $1.28 in profit per dollar, selling the US at $157.72 and buying the US at $156.44. The Canadian dollar netted Forex traders $1.64 in profit per transaction, with selling at $109.93 and buying at $108.29. The British pound yielded Forex traders $8.14 in profit, with selling at $195.13 and buying at $186.99. For our credit report tip of the day, building business credit from scratch, even if you're starting from rock bottom. In particular, starting a business after unemployment and debt can feel difficult. Use these steps to climb out of debt, build credit, and create a business that fuels your dreams. Here's a roadmap to get you started. Pay like a champ. Every bill, every time. Early payments scream trustworthy to lenders. And reinvest with purpose. Pour your profits back into your business. Show lenders and investors that you're serious about growth. Now we look at resilience and recovery. For resilience and recovery as a professional woman over the age of 45, you have the power, the wisdom, and the grit to make it happen. Whether you're recovering financially or ready to finally claim your seat at the table of reoccurring income, know this: you've got what it takes. All that's left is action. Here are some tips. Build your team. No one succeeds alone. Find your financial architect, your accountability partner, your dream builders, because collaboration is the new currency. And then make a decision and commit. Write this down. Indecision is the killer of dreams. Pick a path and don't look back. And that wraps up today's business report. I'm Denise Williams, reminding you that every financial decision is a step forward to your future. Until next time, stay focused, stay informed, and keep striving for success. See you soon.
In regional news, noting that Guyana has a challenge of a migrant population, particularly those coming from neighboring Venezuela, Minister of Home Affairs Robertson Ben recently said efforts are being made by the Trafficking in Persons Unit to ensure migrants have a survivable and stable livelihood. At the ministry's recent end-of-year press conference, Ben said the law provides for the authorities to take action as it relates to trafficking in persons and anyone who tries to violate the rights of migrants.
One particular area which we were glad again last year to achieve what Mr. Daniel Griffith at the Trafficking in Persons area says Tier 1 from the United States in relation to our efforts in the trafficking in persons issue. We did achieve it again. We look forward to achieving it again this year. We have indeed a challenging issue in relation to Venezuelan migrants and those who may be forced into kinds of activities, persons who may be trafficked. We did have a situation where 4 Venezuelans were trafficked from Brazil into Guyana, and we did have a couple of incarcerations and expulsions, 49 Venezuelan nationals in the prison. But the trafficking in people and persons issues related to Haiti, Cuba, and some other countries are issues which we have to keep working at. And the Trafficking in Persons Unit has been working with some of the communities, I think one lately in Rupununi at Letem, called Plastic City, to let them have a more survivable, stable livelihood and circumstances, rather than the men running off and burglaring and doing other things in the communities and smuggling. One of their issues, but also too, in relation to the issues in the mining camps, and in relation to the Kayamus, and in relation to brothels in Georgetown, which are a constant worry and trouble, and there seem to be divided perspectives of what is the best thing to do with these issues. But our position and our remit in relation to the laws for the country and internationally is that we have to take action to prevent trafficking in persons. And if there's a person who is working, doing whatever, legally or illegally, and his or her passport is kept by someone else, and if there are demands made in relation to them making payments, perhaps for their presence in Guyana and seemingly being supported or moved along the way and perhaps get into the US-Mexican border, wherever, that we have to take action.
Barbadians are being encouraged to embrace artificial intelligence with an open and optimistic mindset. Senator Chad Blackman, Minister in the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Investment, acknowledges the challenges ahead, but says the benefits of AI are worth pursuing. He shared his views during a panel discussion at the opening of the FinTech Islands Experience 2025 conference at the Windham Grand Barbados Sam Lords Castle Resort. Trevor Thorpe reports.
Treading to deal with AI is the key as stakeholders move to tackle challenges, as there could be some dislocation of jobs necessitating repositioning in the development process going forward. Minister in the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Investment, Senator Chad Blackman, says with all that, you have to prepare the people and the country for global business.
It has to be not just the Ministry of Education, for example, looking at that. It must be a combination of the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Labour, Ministry of Economic Development. Because why? You're trying to now prepare your country and your economy for the future of global work, future of global business. And therefore, in this moving landscape, balancing regulation, but also with the opportunity. Because one of the things you don't want to do in any particular jurisdiction is to crowd away investment and to crowd away innovation and to run away all these different things.
However, Minister Blackman cautions. He says, should challenges occur, sovereign governments should step in.
I personally don't see AI as some bogeyman that we must run from. I actually think we must embrace it, bearing in mind that there may be challenges here, but you tweak like any new thing. The internet has good and bad things, but we certainly can't live without the internet.
The minister says Barbados and the Caribbean are on a platinum mine, and the skill sets of the people, coupled with AI, could save the brain drain.
Our people get very good jobs around the world, okay, because of our certifications. But there are global challenges that we must now use Barbados as an anchor for, turning that high level of knowledge that we have into businesses and into global solutions. So traditionally, people would go and study medicine to be a doctor. But why not study medicine in addition to being a doctor and turn that idea of the knowledge that you have from medicine in trying to treat major solutions and problems rather around the world? And going back to your point, if we can then do that and scale that across the Caribbean, where everything that you can conceive becomes now a business opportunity. So it's from idea to business, and then you scale it, there will be no need for a brain drain.
The FinTech Experience 2025 will go into its second day at the Windham Grand Barbados Sam Lords Castle Resort tomorrow. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.
Relations between St. John's and Brasilia are deepening as Antigua and Barbuda officially welcomed a delegation from the Federative Republic of Brazil on Wednesday. Brazil, a key player in global economics and geopolitics, is the largest economy in Latin America and a BRICS member. Patrice Martin has this story.
Antigua and Barbuda welcomed Brazil's Minister of External Relations, Mauro Luiz Vieira, to high-level discussions Wednesday afternoon. Prime Minister the Honourable Gaston Brown, along with Foreign Affairs Minister the Honourable E.P. Chet Green, looked ahead at the many ways the two nations could work closer together to address common challenges. Prime Minister Brown welcomed the delegation, citing his expectations for fostering stronger relations.
Brazil is one of our favorite nations for support, even in terms of candidature. And we are hoping that we could see stronger relations in terms of increased trade. We have an air services agreement that we're about to ratify, because we're hoping too that we'll be able to develop direct trade between Antigua, Barbuda, and Brazil.
Along with trade opportunities, other topics discussed were climate change, the upcoming COP30 conference, strengthening bilateral relations and assistance for small island developing states such as Antigua and Barbuda. Foreign Affairs and Trade Minister the Honourable E.P. Chet Green signaled his interest in discussing trade opportunities, particularly in areas of agriculture. Minister Vieira extended courtesies on behalf of President of the Federative Republic of Brazil, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. He praises the favorable relations between both countries that they have enjoyed over the past 43 years. The Brazilian minister shared some of his delegation's expectations for strengthening ties.
Have closer relations with you and with the region. We want to strengthen the relations in terms of trade, but also in terms of cooperation and political consultation and so on.
In sports, were on the court with netball. The Sunshine Girls won the match against South Africa on Wednesday with a 59-47 win, Game 2 at the National Indoor Sports Center. The series win was Jamaica's second on the trot following their Vitality Horizon victory against England late last year. The Sunshine Girls were led by Shimona Jock, who shot 35 goals from 37 attempts. She was ably supported by Shanice Beckford with 14 goals from 17 attempts, and Rhea Dixon shot 6 from 6. And Mishka Carey had 4 goals from 5 shots. The final game of the series will be played on Saturday at the same venue with match time set for 6 p.m. The Southwestern Regional Indoor Sporting Facilities are buzzing with activity in Trinidad and Tobago as the Sports in Schools program for the Ministry of Sport and Community Development wrapped up its Secondary Schools Relay Workshop and Secondary School Teachers Relay Workshop. It's part of a larger initiative to bring the fundamentals of sports to students and educators across the country.
The workshops aim to equip secondary school teachers and support staff with specialized skill in relay techniques, emphasizing smoother baton exchanges and more effective strategies for relay event planning. So far, the program has touched over 140 primary and secondary schools, reaching more than 7,000 participants. Its foundation lies in track and field, the cornerstone of all sports, building essential skills that translate to a wide range of athletic disciplines. The journey began in Tobago, moved to the Larry Gomes Stadium for the Northeastern District, then to Port of Spain at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, South and Victoria at the Manny Ramjohn Stadium, and then Point Fortin targeting the St. Patrick area. In total, the program has engaged 75 participants from 55 schools in this round of workshops alone.
That's the news on PBCJ. You can follow us on our social media platforms at PBCJamaica. Thanks for watching.